In Thailand, ASEAN ministers have wrapped up week-long meetings tackling energy cooperation in the regional bloc. The 37th ASEAN Ministers on Energy meeting aimed to boost cooperation among member countries to develop energy innovation and ensure greater energy security in the future.
Ministers tackled a framework to boost connectivity in Southeast Asia. They also met with business leaders and other power stakeholders.
And for more on how the meetings concluded, let's cross over to our senior correspondent, May Wong in Bangkok. May, one of the key points of the discussion, the meeting, was obviously the energy trading scheme between Thailand, Laos and Malaysia. We now know that there are plans to expand that to other ASEAN member countries. So tell us more about those plans.
ASEAN has always wanted to build this one single ASEAN community, and a big component in that is to achieve a single ASEAN power grid. Now, of course, they've been talking about this for over 20 years, and they've not really been able to realize this dream of an ASEAN power grid because it's due to issues such as the lack of government coordination, a lack of infrastructure, as well as the fact that they are really not having a single regulatory framework. So there are a lot of differences in there. However, last year, 3 of the ASEAN member nations of Laos, Thailand, as well as Malaysia have managed to start this inaugural electricity trading scheme where they are actually purchasing as well as selling electricity among each other. Now they're hoping to expand that and to bring about other member nations to join in this particular scheme. Indonesia, I asked the Indonesians earlier, and they told me that they are keen to review this system, and also they're looking at feasibility as well as the commercial viability of doing so. So they are not really committed at this stage, but they're looking into reviewing this. And yet another, when I asked a Malaysian minister, well, she told me that she spoke to her Singaporean counterpart, and apparently Singapore seems to be ready to come on board.
We are actually looking into the submarines, the completion of the submarine cable. The first 550 megawatt will be completed end of this year, and then the next one will be completed in April next year. So we are looking at if transformers and all the others ancillary services are possible, then we will start as soon as we can get the system ready for it. So it's either at 2020 or 2021 we are looking at it.
May, what were the results achieved at the conclusion of this ASEAN energy meeting?
One specific program that came about was the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Thailand's National Science and Technology Development Agency as well as the ASEAN Center for Energy, representing all the 10 member ASEAN nations, where they will focus on biofuel and bioenergy development. So they're looking into building up the expertise, knowledge and know-how in this particular area in order to make sure that they're moving and also depending more on renewable energy as opposed to fossil fuel such as coal, natural gas as well as oil. So that's one specific measure that they're able to deliver. And yet another positive result is that of lowering energy use by being more energy efficient, by actually building and constructing greener buildings and also bringing about more energy, or rather green appliances within the household. So those are some of the major positive results that we've seen. And also earlier, the Vietnam minister told me that in fact they are really pushing for a collaboration in terms of having more of an integration in the energy sector because they feel this is the way forward.
We are also trying to find a way how the energy system within the community can assist one to each other. For example, we are setting up the multilateral and bilateral power trading across the countries. So, based on that framework, though, the power system in each country can support another country.
ASEAN member nations are not just talking among themselves, they're also involving their bigger partners such as the United States, China, Japan, because those countries have a lot more money as well as more expertise in this energy sector. So come next year, when Vietnam takes over as the ASEAN chair, the energy ministers will have a report card in September in Hanoi.
All right, May, thanks for that. May Wong speaking to us from Bangkok.